everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I have a very, very, very special guest here for the show today. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're calling from?
Yes, hi. I'm Peyton Leonard. I go by Peyton, and my internet username is Peytona432. Um, I'm calling from Springfield, Illinois, to be exact. And
Okay,
yeah, super
Peyton.
excited to be here.
Yes, and I'm excited. You know what? I know some people near Springfield. I'll put it to you like that. I can't give the exact location because it's such a discrete location where the
Ah,
population is like what 800 or 700. So I'm like, okay, So let's get started. This isn't about me. This is about you. You are the navigator of your show. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass the mic over to you to tell me a little bit about your past leading up into your present.
okay. Let's see, where do I begin? I guess I'll start at the age of 10, because that's where everything kind of started to happen. Um, I was a huge, huge fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, and I loved Hans Zimmer's work. And so over time, I taught myself how to play his music from Pirates of the Caribbean on the piano. I self-taught myself.
Get out of here. You know I
Yeah.
gotta cut you off right there. For those who don't know how to use an instrument, it is not easy playing on a piano or teaching yourself. It has to be a set tool that you in a drive to do it, a
Mm.
secret talent. So continue.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know why 10 was the year for me, but that's when I started playing piano, I started writing music, started getting into like writing books and stories, and then I got into singing like more intensely than I think I ever had up until then. I'd always loved to sing and I love music. It's always been a
This
part
is
of my life.
I'm so sorry, but I have another question.
Sure.
This is question for all those singers, even the major singers of the major singers. This is
Sure.
how you know when you are a true musician. So if a song come on, do you find yourself moving to the beat of the song? Like, or do you notice that you're just vibing with that song and it's just connecting? Have you ever felt that way?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
I won't cut you off for a while, but go ahead and continue. I'm sorry, I get so
No, you're
happy.
no, you're fine. It's awesome. So yeah, this was in 2004. So, Phantom of the Opera just came out, the Andrew Lloyd Webber one with Gerard Butler and Emmy Rossum and Patrick Wilson. And so I got the DVD and I just fell in love with the music and I just started singing. I just started imitating Emmy Rossum. And, at 10 years old, I wasn't, uh, I guess my parents were like not expecting my voice to sound so mature at such a young age, but it did. Like whenever I sung classically, I sounded like much older in my tone, my tonality. And
You know what I'm gonna have to do one day? I'm gonna have to maybe in the future, get on a track with you or something because I sing too,
oh, awesome.
and I always been inspired to be on a track with somebody that is a rising star, so if you ever, wanted to do that, that would be pretty cool for the
Yeah,
future.
for sure. For sure. That'd be awesome. And I was blessed at that age of 10 to have all these kind of things just kind of flourish out of me and kind of blossom out of me. And I grew up in the church, particularly the ICOC, which is International Churches of Christ. We're a non-denominational restorative movement, just wanting to get back to the basics with the Bible and just really follow what it says and do what it says. And was a part of the church in Maryland, which is where I grew up most of my life, um, and was blessed to have an opera singer in my church. And so she took me under her wing after hearing me sing a little. I think it was a Think of Me from Phantom, or it was Angel of Music or something like that. And she was like, yeah, there's definitely something here that I would like to just help her cultivate and grow. And so for about 6 years, on and off, I was trained classically. And all through my public school years, except for sixth grade, for some reason in sixth grade, they wouldn't allow you to be a part of choir. And that was like an awful year. But every other year that I was in public school was awesome because I was in the music. Um, and so yeah, trained on and off for 6 years, learned how to read music and sight read through chorus class in public school. And yeah, I went on to James Madison University to get a bachelor's of music in vocal performance with a concentration in opera. Um,
Get out of here, girl. You on fire. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
yeah. Unfortunately, I was not able to finish. Long story short, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease in 2013 and it was treated, but I just realized in this past December, these last 10 years, what my body has been going through is fibromyalgia. So it was triggered by the Lyme disease. Um, so I wasn't able to finish school. I'm still trying to get back into the rhythm of trying to get a bachelor's in not music, but more writing, because it's not as strenuous on the body and the mind. Um, but yeah.
Do you
Let's
still have a goal on your list to at least sing one time in somewhere that's huge with a large crowd of people one
Oh,
day?
absolutely, absolutely. It may not be opera, but I still write music. I still sing. I'm a
Can I ask
Twitch.
you something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Your life story is very, very powerful, and I want to suggest something, whether you take it or not. Something is telling me to suggest it. I said in one of my episodes, I don't remember which one, but I specifically stated that dealing with different genres and giving your life over to Jesus, you have to go through something. You know,
True.
you have to literally go through what we call
Yeah,
life challenges.
for sure.
When you are a singer or a musician, whether major or small, you have to learn about every genre, every spirit, everything, and like what I mean, everything you can in your life. And what I mean by that is you cannot give yourself totally to just what you've been taught to give yourself to, when if you look at through the Bible, the
Mm,
Jesus scriptures, everywhere he went, until they tortured him, they wanted him dead. And he tried to spread peace, and he even had miracles
yep.
and powers, and they did that to him. So, I would listen to not only Christian, but like you said, you picked a powerful genre, which is opera.
Hmm.
That takes a lot of energy to hold a long note. Believe me, I listen to Ariana Grande, Beyonce, and that is nothing like a powerful long tone note. That takes power, and I get what you're saying, and I feel so bad, but I want to see you on stage one day. Seriously, maybe that'll be your ultimate goal in the next 5 years when you advance. But I want to see you on stage, seriously, because I don't want you to think because you have a disease that it's over for you. Maybe temporarily. Do you not know how many times I've been in and out of school? I'm going on my master's degree right now. I've been
Mm.
going this, I should be a doctorate of a doctorate by now. I've been going my whole life. But I finally, I settled with I'm settling with a master's and going for a doctorate.
That's awesome.
So you can do it too, one day when you're ready.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Do you have anything you would like to share also about your past? I apologize.
No, it's okay. No, I appreciate you saying that because it's so true. Like, um, for those that really dedicate their lives to following Jesus, there's always a story. And mine is definitely fraught with a lot of trauma and a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. Um, this is kind of not related to music, but
Tell me about your trauma. Go ahead. Tell me about your trauma. Whatever you
yeah,
want to talk about.
yeah, for sure. I was sexually abused at the age of 6, introduced to pornography at that age, and developed an addiction to it. Um, I was bullied in school. Never really felt completely safe at home.
So you
Um,
basically was isolated.
yeah, and just ostracized and mistreated, and uh, I think by the time I got to high school, I was pretty much done with reality because so far it had just screwed me over so many times um, up until then. And so I turned to fantasy. I turned to my own thoughts and my own world that I
Was your
built.
thoughts negative at times?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Especially in
Now,
eighth
what do you
grade.
do now that you don't do no more about your negative thoughts? Because what I do, I would like to suggest something. I'm
Sure.
going through the same thing. What I do is if I get a negative thought, I say, F you, go away, leave me alone. It's not my
Mm,
thought. It is, I could be thinking about pizza and get a negative thought. It's just our frequencies that
true.
pick up different frequencies. We are all different frequencies. So, my suggestion to you, listen to higher frequencies like Ted Winslow, 444 frequency, 369 Nikola Tesla. While you're listening to those frequencies, meditate and think about where you want to be in the next 5 years.
Right.
Start putting your desires in place. And
Yeah,
that's
for
all I
sure.
can say. That,
Yeah.
you know,
Great advice. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, brain waves, alpha, beta, delta, all those different frequencies help with the brain and just creating neural pathways and shaping your neuroplasticity and all that stuff. So it's pretty sweet.
and so you were molested at 6, and then you said a couple of other you were bullied. I was also bullied. Now, this is where it gets tricky, Peyton.
Sure.
You're going to be put in a situation where you may end up the person who don't bully, but bypasses the bullying you see because you've been bullied. You get what
Mm,
I'm saying? It could be a
mm,
situation like that, but I don't want it to get to that point.
sure.
So next time, be the person who overcame bullying by
Yeah.
teaching the bullier, which is people like me and younger students. Maybe you should go to high schools and to
Mm,
middle schools or colleges, wherever. Speak about being bullied and write down exactly what happened at those bullying points where, let's say, they walked in a room and bullied you and then they walked out the room. Write down those points and say what you would have did different if given the chance again to help the next person that's being bullied, if that makes any
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great advice. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Where do you what do you do now in the present?
Yeah, in the present, I'm an author. I released a book. I self-published a book in 2016. It was about my journey with Lyme disease, and at the time I thought I was still battling with it. So I go in depth about what Lyme disease is and how it affects people, and just other stories of those that have dealt with it and how they're overcoming and different things
Can
like
you, I
that.
don't know much about Lyme disease, so I've been doing a lot of talking, so I want you to tell me, what is Lyme disease?
Yeah, it's a parasitic infection from a tick that can affect all kinds of areas in your body. Um, for me, it started in my joints, and I was 19 at the time, and I was having joint pain, so that didn't make any sense. And so it was hard. It was difficult to walk. I was very fatigued all the time. Um, let's see, what else? Goodness. Um, it was hard to think. It was hard to process. It was hard to function as like
Can
a
I ask you
normal human
something else?
being.
I know
Absolutely.
that you got bit by a tick and you have Lyme disease, but how is your eating? I'm not asking do you overeat. I'm asking, what types of food do you eat? Is it like fattening foods? Because I was your size and I wasn't eating nothing and I was still your size. But I believe that the foods that I was absorbing, certain foods, caused me to gain weight. And then I
Mm,
got gastric bypass surgery and I have the sleeve and I lost weight. But
mhm.
my, what do you eat? What do you eat?
I usually have cereal or oatmeal.
Healthy.
Um, yeah, I try to stay on the healthy side of things. I mean,
Are
not
you on
always.
medication?
I am, yes.
I don't want to know which ones. I don't, that's nobody's business but yours and God's. If you are on antidepressants, you don't have to tell me.
Hmm.
Or if you are on anxiety or pain medicine or muscle relaxers.
Hmm.
I've been on all those too. Let's just be honest. I want to be honest with you. Try to start buoy, my well, try to start limiting little, you're your own doctor right now of your
Hmm.
own body. If you feel that you want to live a healthier life, I don't think you smoke. Do you smoke
I do
cigarettes?
not. Nope.
Good. That's a plus. You got healthy lungs. So I think I would suggest to you to make sure that you start limiting how much medication that you take. That look up every, okay, that's the suggestion. Look up every medication you're on because nobody deserves to know what you're on. Look up what medication, and if it says that it causes symptoms, because the simplest medications that's out there today can cause hallucinations, can make
Mm,
your symptoms worse, can
yeah.
make you stay like heavy, or could make you lose weight, whatever.
Yeah.
So pretty much research your medication and see which one you can wean off of. And this can help you because the less drugs you're on, the more you can concentrate. Now, if these drugs help with pain, keep them,
Yeah.
but try to challenge yourself sometimes not to leave to use it because you want to or because it's on time, but because you need it. And that'll clear your mind of negative thoughts too, because some medications can create negative thoughts.
It's true.
And that's true.
Yep. For sure.
Where do you see yourself going for the future?
Oh man. I'm on top of being a musician, an author, I'm also a content creator. I love streaming on Twitch. That's one of my favorite places to go. I'm live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, playing piano and singing.
I'm mad at you. Why haven't you opened your doors to, you have so much that you can offer your life. You can change somebody's life. Why don't you open up a StreamYard account and stream off of YouTube, get a professional LinkedIn account, show them you playing the piano on there, show Facebook with you on the Facebook,
Oh
you do
yeah.
it yourself. You got your own speaker. Twitch is fine. I'm on Twitch right now. Hi, Twitch. I just want to say, make sure you do those things because I believe in you. I want to be on your cast one day.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
So you said you're on Twitch and you play the piano. What other things you do?
Well, I have a sci-fi novel that I've been working on since 2010. That it just got an offer of publication from a publisher in August. So we're in the process of getting edits done, and that's going to get formatted and then released hopefully sometime in June this year. So super excited about that. And I have a newsletter about the book. It's called The Mutates, The Creation. It's the first in a series, and just created a podcast called Peyton Space, Comfort Through Art and Spirituality. And
Do you interview people?
not yet, because I just kind of started. I'm just trying to get people to know who I am first. So,
Well, now they know. My
yeah.
people know. Look, go follow her. Is it on YouTube? Is it on Beyond Twitch?
Yes, it's on substack.com. So you can go find my podcast at paytona432.substack.com. And it's also on the Matchmaker FM, where you can find me as well. And yeah, so I'm doing quite a bit of things.
You said you're in Springfield, Illinois. Have you ever, one last thing before we end, because we kind of went over 15, but have you ever thought, I love friendly competition and I love competition because competition is competition, whether like major or lower. So what I mean by that is I like to give out free information. I love to give out free information. If I learned it, I try to enlighten somebody with a light bulb thought where they like, that's true.
True.
So in Springfield, Illinois, because I'm calling today places in Illinois, that reminds me, I would like to suggest to everybody, plus her in my audience, what to do when trying to get online. This will bring more production, not only to you, but to the people that you're trying to engage with education and music and talent and whatever, etc., whatever arena. So what I did 2 nights ago was I looked up, I said, you know what, I'm tired of calling random states. Let me just look up the whole United States, go from the top of Maine and go down the list to all 50 states, find two places in that state that's public access. Call them. Put your shows for free. Some may charge you, some could be free on your show. So imagine you being on a show in a different state talking about educational things like you're doing, Peyton.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? That's a suggestion, right?
Yeah, sounds good. Definitely
All
sounds
I
like something
kept
I could
hearing
do.
from you in your mind, I know this is going to be crazy, was I wouldn't have gave out that information. I'm just joking. Okay,
No.
how can the people reach you?
Oh my goodness. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just look up like Twitter, Paytona432, Facebook, Paytona432, Instagram, also Paytona432. Like anything that you could think of. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Paytona432. I'm there. You'll find me.
Thank you so much, Daytona. If you had one last thing, if you had to give a piece of advice to any entrepreneur based on what you've been through,
Yeah.
you know, the bullying and everything, what would you tell them? And we'll end that way.
Something that I always carry with me that has been encouraging for me in my journey is that God never wastes our suffering.
God never wastes what?
Our suffering.
Oh
Whatever we go
that is
through.
so cool. Can
like,
you explain that a little bit?
Absolutely. Like God created all of us and he loves us very much and he wants to do life with us and help us to grow and mature and help others and just have relationship with us. And so something I've learned about God is that whatever we go through, as long as we bring it to him and commit our lives to him and really decide, like, I'm going to follow Jesus, I'm going to get baptized and follow Jesus, like, your suffering will never be wasted. A child of God never has their suffering wasted. It's always for a purpose, whether it's for your growth, God's glory, or for the benefit of someone else.
Well said. We're going to end here. Thank you so much. Stay on the line because I have some good news. Take care, everyone. You all have a wonderful day. I'll be back on here in the next 15 minutes. Take care.
Bye.